Well, hello and welcome to my show, The PG Show. This is Prashanjit Gupta, author, motivation speaker, and business boompreneur. Today, we have got a very special guest in our show. He is known as the powerhouse of the training industry. He is expertising in different kind of trainings. He has got a different concept called holistic approach. He is a success coach. He is an upcoming author and a trainer and a coach for the trainers. So, without wasting our time, let us welcome our guest. But before he comes and talk to you, do not forget to subscribe the channel, hit the bell button for the notification, like and share the video. All right. So let's welcome our guest, Mr. Ravinder Singh. Most welcome, Paji, हमारे शो में आने के लिए, the PG show. I'm really glad that you have taken out the valuable time and came in my show, the PG show. Welcome to my show.
Thank you, PG, for inviting me, and it's really an honor to be showcased on your show. And many of my friends, some of my friends and coaches have already been here, so I have heard really great things about the show. So the honor is mine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have got lots of questions, like how to overcome the fear and self-doubt in business, how to grow your business through holistic approach, and like what are the ways to grow the business, how to scale up the business with a holistic approach. Lot more questions are there to help the entrepreneurs. But before that, I would love to know how you started your journey as a coach.
Well, PG, I'm basically an IT guy. I'm a BTech in computer science, and for a few years I was also in US. So for 20 years I was in the information technology industry, and as you know, it's a highly stressful job and environment. There are tight deadlines, and sometimes when there are technical glitches or bugs, as they're called. Sometimes they take forever to fix, and it's a very challenging and stressful environment. And over the years, what I saw and what I felt was that there were side effects to working in, or you can say occupational hazard of working in the IT industry. Due to stress, lot of physical ailments and diseases and discomforts came up, and I had a very severe back issue which got developed because of the sedentary lifestyle and working long hours on chairs and spending nights in offices. And when I was consulting with my doctor, one day he said, Ravinder, do you want to get rid of your back issue permanently? I said, yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. He said, you have to seriously think about changing your line, changing your career. And it was like a shock for me. Almost 18 years I had been in IT industry, worked for really big names. And I said that, what would I do if I leave IT? Those are the skills which I've developed over the years: programming, managing people, working in technology, giving solutions to clients. And I was at a loss. I said that, what would I do if I leave IT? But then I started developing other skills, and I dig deeper into myself, and I realized that I love to work with people. I love to talk with people. I love to work with people and help them grow. And that's what I was doing in IT industry. So I started learning hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and other alternative therapies and coaching techniques. And here I am today. For last 8 years, I have been exclusively working on coaching and training people.
Wow, that's really fantastic. That's really fantastic to know about your journey, how you started as a coach, and you have learned so much of things. Wow, that's really amazing. All right. So coming to the point directly, because our viewers are waiting for the answers in which the solution, you have got all the solution of all those questions. So my first question, what do you mean by mindset coaching? Why an entrepreneur needs a mindset coaching? What exactly it is and how it is beneficial for the entrepreneurs and the business people to get a mindset coaching?
Well, when someone wants to start a new project, let's say a startup, or someone wants to make a big move, usually it's not a smooth journey. Something stops that person. Something inside, a voice inside had saying that, Oh, have you done this before? Do you have the experience? Do you have these skills? Can you do it? And that creates a doubt in a person's mind. And when this voice inside our head, it keeps repeating, people develop inertia, they become immobile, they are afraid of taking action. And that's where mindset coaching comes into play. It eliminates fear, doubt, and limiting self beliefs from a person so that they can go ahead, whatever their dreams are, whatever their goals are, they can take action to achieve those goals. That doesn't mean that you don't need to learn the skills which are needed. They, when you have everything which you need, but still something stops you, it's your mindset which stops you. And a mindset coach helps you shift your mindset to a winning and positive mindset where you can take action in the direction of achieving your goals.
Okay. And what are the ways of growing a business? Because this is a very frequently asked question. Like in this time also, when it is really very hard for the people to grow, to think, to move on, like how to expand their business. There are lots of queries. So basically, what is the easiest way to grow the business?
The easiest way is to differentiate yourself. When someone thinks of their business, they also think of their competitors. And based on the product or service with which they are offering, suppose, let's say someone is an NLP coach. So today, as you know, in coaching industry, NLP has become kind of a basic barometer of anyone entering coaching industry. So there are different flavors of NLP, and there are so many coaches offering NLP. And one of my clients, so he happens to be an NLP coach, and he asked the same question. So if I offer NLP training, NLP courses, NLP coaching, why would people come to me? And I always tell people, differentiate yourself in such a way that you focus on the results and benefits which you are providing to your customers rather than the tools which you are using. And let me take an example. When you have to get your house built and you have to get the interiors done, you go to an interior designer and he does not show you their tools. He does not say that, oh, I'm going to use this particular chisel, this hammer, or I'm going to use these tools and devices. What instead he does, even before a brick is laid, he shows you a dream, your dream house. He will tell you that, oh, this is where your chandelier is going to come. This is where your couch will be there. Your kitchen is going to look like this. So even before any work gets done, he shows you a dream and he sells you that dream. And if you like that, you are willing to pay lakhs and in some cases, even to a tune of a crore to an interior designer to do your house the way you want it to. The point which I'm trying to make is stop selling your tools. When you are into a business, sell dreams. And when people, they become certain that you can help them achieve their dream, they will buy from you.
Wow, that's a
Hope I
very
answered you.
fantastic one. Very simple. In a nutshell, we have explained that a person should not be selling their products or the tools. Whatever the thing is, that they should be selling the dreams. They should be selling the solutions, right? So that's the best part to approach and to do to grow the business. All right. You have been famous and you have been called, like you have got your own strategy called the holistic approach, right? So what exactly it is? What is holistic approach to an entrepreneur?
Well, an entrepreneur, when he gets into a new business or even when he switches lines, so there are different consultants who offer business consultancy and how to strategize, how to do lead generation, how to do sales conversion, how to generate your supply chain, and everything which has to do with business. But even when you go to Harvard for doing an MBA, what they do not teach you is what kind of a mindset is required to grow in business. What are the kind of stumbling blocks which you will get when you have to work on your mindset? So holistic approach, what it does is that we don't give up on the technology and the business strategies which are needed. So definitely we work on that. So which is going to give you growth, which is going to give you success. But at the same time, we also focus on what is going to give you fulfillment. So massive success with deep fulfillment, that's what I call the holistic success formula. So you have to look at both internally and externally. What is External factors are mostly taken care of. There's so many consultants out there, so many trainings which you can take, but you also have to look at your inner terrain to see that do you have that mindset to become successful and to go after the dreams which you have. So when you look at it in a holistic fashion, on not only on success but also on fulfillment and contribution, so that's what creates a holistic entrepreneur.
Okay. And what exactly do you mean by holistic entrepreneur?
See, when an entrepreneur works on their goals, they have financial goals, they have profitability goals, they have revenue goals, and they also have goals like how many new markets they are going to enter, but they rarely focus on how would they feel when that success comes. So I have met people who are bottom lines are phenomenal, 500 crores and 1000 crores, but they feel hollow inside. So that even after getting that success, they still feel a void here. And the reason for that is they did not work on their fulfillment. And the next question is, where does that fulfillment comes from? Fulfillment comes when you contribute to the society in a meaningful way, when you grow beyond yourself to contribute something which is beneficial to the world, which brings about a change, which delivers massive value. So if you consciously focus on what my contribution in society to the world is going to be, and whether I'm pursuing my passion, is my heart in whatever I'm doing. So when all of these are combined, that's where you'll get fulfillment, and that's what holistic success is all about.
Okay. Can you give some examples of it? Because like suppose I wanted to start a business. All right. Suppose I wanted to start a business of garments. All right. Then how these principles which you have just shared, how this principle is implemented in my business?
First of all, the starting point is you have to ask this question yourself: what am I good at? What do I like? So even when I was in IT industry, initially when my doctor told me that you need to change your line, so I was at a loss that, oh, all I know is IT. But that was not true. When I looked within myself, I took pride, and it was my passion to help people grow. That's what I had been doing, and that is my strength. So when you have to start your business, it doesn't matter whether it's garments, it doesn't matter whether it's toys, it could be anything. Through that, are you applying your superpowers? So when you apply your superpowers, what your passion is, what you're good at, and then devise a strategy for growing your business, you will be immensely successful, and you'll also feel fulfilled.
Okay. So the most important thing is that I have to see how can I serve the society from my work, right? If I'm opening my garment shop, so I need to think of how the people will, like how I can make garment more reasonable or more reachable to the people, something like that. You're saying? You mean to say like that?
So that is your marketing, the way you will market. But if you look at the top brands today, the top brands, be it in garments, there are some names which are so famous that the moment you say Armani or Gucci or Versace, everyone knows what we are talking about. And they don't just sell the garments, you feel a certain way when you are using those brands. And if you are able to evoke that emotion, so work on that through my toys, through my clothes, through whatever my products or services are, what kind of emotional state the people are going to get into? Do they feel pride? Like take the example of cold drinks. There's a cold drink which has a slogan called "Dar ke aage jeet hai." It's Mountain Dew.
Right.
But the thing is that it is just like any other drink. There is Sprite, there's 7 Up, there are other
Lot
lemony
more are
drinks
there,
which are
right?
similar. And it's not the taste, it's not the ingredients of that cold drink, but when you repeatedly see that ad, that this is meant for adventurous people. So anyone who is adventurous, who is risk taking, they will get aligned emotionally to that brand. And that's what you need to focus on. So it's, again, I'm not belittling or trivializing the importance of finding your target market, having a business strategy in terms of your product and improving the product, but it's very, very important that what kind of emotions you are creating in people, how they will emotionally connect with your brand. And once they connect emotionally with you, you will also get into a certain emotional state when you see that happening. And that's what causes fulfillment.
I got it. I got it. I got it. Suppose if I'm opening a garment shop, then I can tag my garment shop something like that. Like look beautiful as you are, or like looks thin, something like that. Right? Or like look whoever you are, or like this is for the junky people or the cool dudes, something like that. Okay, I got it. I got it. It's a very easy one. Okay, so one of the questions I have got from Ghazal, she wants to know how would you explain an entrepreneur the importance of mindset as many as obvious about it.
Well, when it comes to an entrepreneur, the mindset can either make an entrepreneur or break an entrepreneur. So when you have to take, let's say, a 3 crore decision, are you able to take it? Most of the people would say yes. And when you have to take a 100 crore decision or a 150 crore decision, are you able to effortlessly take the decision, or something stops you? Some voice inside your head says, no, you can make 5 crores, 10 crores very easily, but 150 crores is difficult. It is difficult for you because you have not done it before. You have not seen 150 crores in your bank account. And it is your mindset which will differentiate how you will tackle that voice inside your head. So that voice, it creates a doubt in you. It creates fear in you. And it's your mindset. And how do we work on our mindset? You take bath every day. You eat meals every day. You have breakfast every day. You have lunch every day. Same way, we need to work on our minds every single day. And it's just like muscles. When we go to a gym, we develop our muscles. Our mental muscles need to be developed every single day. And that's how you build your mindset. That's how you grow your mindset. And with that, you can tackle any kind of challenges or problems or issues which you face in your business.
Okay. So basically, this is the kind of fear which is developed inside the mind of the entrepreneur. Now, how to overcome this kind of fear? If suppose like I've got a business of suppose 10 crore, right? And I want to scale it to 100 crore. Then definitely, as you said, that 100 crore, I have not seen the 100 crore right now. So there is a fear built up inside, right? Now, how can I approach? How can I overcome the fear? Number one, and how can I convert my target to 100 crores? How can I reach to that level, to that goal?
Actually, the intrinsic thought behind fear is that when it comes to money, that what is your relationship with money? How do you view money? Now, let me ask you a question, and it will make you think. And the question is, imagine or assume that tonight at midnight, all the electricity generation will come to a screeching halt. There's no electricity being generated, and all the power backup electricity generating devices or plants, they also come to a halt. And all the electricity storage systems, batteries and inverters, and all of them, they get drained out of battery. When that has, imagine that is happening at midnight tonight. What is going to happen to your money, and what will happen to the money all over the world? Can you answer that, PG?
Like you can't think of, because like you think every money is gonna vanish,
Except for paper money.
right?
Only the paper money is going to be in circulation.
Right, true.
And if you have 10,000 rupees in your wallet and all the rest of your money is in the bank, you will become a pauper overnight.
Right, true. All gone.
So now, did it shift a little bit something inside you in your head about money? Money is nothing but numbers. Be it 5 crores or 100 crores, only zeros are different. It is a number which is stored in a computer somewhere, which gives you the power whether you are going to travel by business, you'll travel by train, or whether you'll wear an Armani or Givo, or whether you are going to drive a Mercedes or a Jaguar. Those numbers in a computer. So when you start looking at that, did the money become a little bit smaller in your head by doing this exercise? Either you would think that 100 crores is a huge amount, which you might have to spend years of effort to achieve. And now it's just a number, and you need to change that number. So we are reducing the enormity of money in our mind. And this is just one way. in which you are looking. And then when I do my coaching, we get into the specifics. How did you develop that mindset about your money? Was it that you had difficulties during your childhood? You had difficulty making ends meet because your father or the breadwinner in your family was not making enough. So you could not go in cabs. You did not have a car. And we, when I say we, collectively humans, we carry forward that mentality. We carry forward that mindset. And even when you have 20 crores in your bank account, still you will hesitate to buy a Jaguar. You will hesitate to buy expensive suits because something inside you says that, oh, money is very difficult to come by. And you won't believe there are many CEOs, they have insecurity regarding money, even though they have tons of money in their account. And it is because of that mindset. And once you start shifting that mindset, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with success, your relationship with money, and that's how the mindset changes.
Okay. In a nutshell, these happens because of the patterns, right? So basically, how to change
Yes.
this mindset? Suppose, because I have seen this problem, majority of the people having this problem, that they are not having a good relationship with their money, like because the pattern has come in the childhood, right? Whatever the reason may be, but right now they're not having a good relationship with the money. Now, how to change the patterns of these one? Is there very hard work to change the pattern, or is there any simple steps to change the mindset, to change these patterns?
Actually, the process is simple, but that does not mean it is easy. You know, if you repeat those steps enough number of times, you will be able to get rid of that. But there is lot of inertia to even start. Even people who attend trainings, there's so many online trainings available. People attend those courses, but then do not take action. The proof of the pudding is in eating. So when you take action, that's when you will get the results. And how exactly do we break these patterns? First of all, we have to acknowledge that there is a pattern. So we have to acknowledge that there is some issue. If I'm not able to make money, the kind of money which I want, despite having good skills, despite having experience, despite having whatever it takes, there is something. And once you acknowledge that, yes, something is missing or something needs to be fixed, that's the starting point. Once you accept that, yes, there is something. And just look at when was the last time you had a huge loss? And this question is to everyone who's listening right now. And it's a physical loss, be it your money. Sometimes, what happens, that there are floods and you lose your entire household in those floods. Buildings crumble, water floods everywhere, and everything is destroyed, and people don't have insurance. We don't have that insurance culture in our country for our houses. So that could happen. Or you might have lost your money in stock market, or someone swindled you. You had your business partner take away your money because you did not have a written agreement which segregated the duties and the money. So everything is verbal. So he's not a kind of a person who can be trusted, so he took away your money. So whatever be the reason, just go back and see what is the cause. Usually they would say that, oh, I was not wise enough to take steps, or I did not take insurance. That is hindsight. But there will be a story, a hidden story behind every adverse incident which happens in your life. And that story, interestingly, is at the subconscious level. It is not at the conscious level. You don't know that, yes, you have that story. And once you find out what that story is, and somehow, for some people, the story could be, I am jinxed. Meri kismat kharab hai. I can never make money, even though he's fairly successful. Fairly successful in business, but beyond a point, beyond a ceiling, they cannot go because they feel that I am not good enough. And when you find out what this story is, then you can shift this story. And once you shift this story, you'll start seeing changes outside because your mind is now convinced that, yes, you can go ahead, you can reach your goals. And there is a certainty which comes within you that if I take this action, I am almost certain to achieve this goal. So that's how you find out and work on your mindset. First is accept and acknowledge. Second step is to discover your story, the narrative which you have created. And the third step is to shift this narrative. I know the time is short, but when we go through this process, it takes certain time, but you are out of it. And I have done it with so many clients that I know that it's simple, but at the same time, it takes courage to start that first step, because we do not believe that, oh, there's something within me which is stopping me. They say that, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I did not have the opportunity. Those are the excuses which people give when you ask them why they are not successful. They don't point to themselves that, oh, my mindset, my story is what is stopping me. PG, I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
I'm saying कि people
Yes.
on yeah, basically people are not aware that this is happening only because of the patterns in the subconscious mind. People always connect with their failure, with their kismat, right? कि मेरी किस्मत खराब है or I'm not capable enough, which you said that I'm not worthy and all. So these are a kind of pattern. So very well said that you have given three steps. Number one, that we should be aware that what is happening, why it is happening. You should be aware. You should be aware of the story, that what is the main core story from where you have you have taken this pattern from your parents, from your neighbor, from the television, from anywhere. And the third, to change the mindset. Okay, so I will come to this question, how to change a mindset in a simple manner. Okay, we will take one question from Mrs. Anju. She want to ask, if a person has a pattern of failure in the past, being taking risk taking ability, how she or he can move ahead with positive mindset.
Well, again, it comes to the story. When you say failure, what story have you attached to that failure? And sometimes, even in relationships, when some people go through divorce, and it mostly in women, and again, I'm not gender biased, it's what the statistic shows, that they tend to view the failure of their marriage as their personal failure. It's not that marriage has failed, they have failed. And in men, when it comes to business, many men, they do not consider the failure to be the business's failure, they consider it their failure. And there's a subtle difference. The business has failed, the relationship failed, it's not you who failed. So if you feel you have failed, you will have fear, and you will fear to take the next step. If you feel that it was the business which failed and there was a reason for it, the reason was that you did not do due diligence, you could not anticipate change in environment. Just like now, the corona has come, lockdown, so many businesses are impacted. Anything to do with travel, tourism, where footfalls are involved, logistics, supply chain, all of them are impacted. They could not anticipate it. No one could. But then, how resilient you are to bounce back, it will depend upon the story which you will create. Again, I'm coming back again and again to this story point, because your story drives you. Today, if I'm sitting here and talking to you, telling people about mindset, it is because of the story which I created when I was in the IT industry, and I was suffering physically, suffering mentally, and I chose to take action. And had I said that, no, this is my fate, and this is how it's going to be, and I'll spend the next 15, 20 years in this industry doing what I'm doing, I would have still been there. But I created a new story. So all you need to do is create a new narrative, create an empowering narrative, and that's what will drive you. And if you look at most successful people, we don't know about their failures. Albert Einstein, he failed so many times. Thomas Edison, before he created a bulb, he failed 1500 times. And so many of us, we haven't even tried 100, 200 times. And those were serial entrepreneurs. They fail at 4, 5, 6 businesses before their next business takes off. So it is, again, the meaning which you assign to any incident and the story which you create, the narrative which you create, that is what is going to decide whether you are going to continue being a failure or you are going to become successful.
Wow, superbly explained. The main thing is that we have to assume all the people who are failing, right? Like they have to assume that they have not failed. The business they have tried, that business has failed. So nothing to take their personality, nothing to take their skill, right? They can try their skill to something another thing for what God has sent, the universe has made them, right? The talent which they have got, they should use as a passion to their work. All right. Now, our another question is, what are the ways to take a massive action in business? Because if somebody, like came to understand the fear, right, how to clear all these things and all, now how to take a massive action, because the main thing is that to take action, otherwise knowledge is nothing. Only the action is the main thing. So please explain some of the steps how to take a massive action.
So PG rightly said that when you have to take massive action in business, first step is work on your mindset, get rid of your fear, get rid of your doubt. But the thing is that you cannot eliminate your fear completely. It will not be that you had this massive fear and now you have none. You will work to manage your fear. And you need to create possibility in your mind. Let's say, take an example that you take out your car, but you don't know where you have to go. And you are not certain. So because of lockdown, I don't know if I have to go from here to Jammu, from New Delhi to Jammu, and I don't know that at the borders whether I will be allowed to pass or not. So I will not. The chances are I will not step out of my home because I'm not certain that I'll reach my destination. But if I know that yes, some people are, in fact, even during lockdown, they are able to pass borders because they have a genuine reason and they have a document in their hand which says, which is certified by some official, which gives them the power to cross borders. So there are ways when you can, using those ways, you can circumvent the challenges which you are facing. So to take massive action, first step, work on your mindset. Second step is to become certain. When you see your goals as certainty, the more certainty you have, the most certainly you will take action. And third thing which comes is process. First, start with small success. Don't jump to 500 crore business. Do 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore business and set up processes. Once you have working process, you can replicate it. You can scale it massively. So for taking massive action, work on your mindset, become certain, create processes, and then replicate those processes. Those are the steps which you can take to scale massively.
Okay. So the main important thing is that we have to make a goal. We have to set a goal right now, right? And we have to clear all the actions slowly, slowly, small steps and all. And we always need to think how we can do this, how we can do this. We always should come out with a solution, and the mind and the people, like you can take the help from the people. And of course, Ravinder ji, the coaches like Ravinder ji are there to help you out. So, of course, in a 1 hour interview, everything cannot be learned, right? But the basic knowledge, we are trying to give it to all of you so that you can understand, you can work on it. And if you need further help, then definitely you can take the help of the coaches. All right. So, how to clear doubts in the business? Because suppose, limited beliefs, we have all got it about the limiting beliefs you have already explained. Now, if there's something doubt, how to clear those doubts in business?
So let's again take a practical example. The doubt could be about yourself, or the doubt could be about people you associate with. Sometimes, when you have a business partner, you have peers, you have subordinates, sometimes you have doubts about their ability. Will they be able to carry through? Or it could be about yourself that will I be able to accomplish what I'm going to accomplish? And in both the cases, there is an assumption and there is a story. You have a story about them based upon how they behaved in the past, or you have a story about yourself, how things happened to you in the past. And once you shift that story, that doubt gives way to certainty. And the doubt is always a voice in your head. It keeps saying that, oh, it won't happen. Look at him. He tried and failed. Look at him. He tried and failed. And for 100 people who tried and failed, there are a few who tried and succeeded. So it's your choice. Whom do you look up to? Did you research? Did you investigate the people who failed? And did you research and investigate people who succeeded? Chances are people who succeeded, they had a resilient mindset. And the people who failed, they did not have a resilient mindset. So by imbuing these success stories, you reinforce this thought in your mind that yes, things are achievable. And once you dig deeper, of course, in this 1 hour duration, I cannot tell, but there are techniques in which you can get to the story behind fear and the story behind doubt. And once you change that story, once you shift that story, you can achieve anything imaginable.
Okay. So the main key takeaway is the story. You have to need to change the story through which you can change the entire thing, whether it's a business, personal life, or like the friend life, whatever the thing is that. But the main thing is that to change the story, which I am getting through it. All right. What
Oh,
are the
okay, now
way?
let me tell you, before PG, you jump to your next question, I think I could sense that how do we change our story? Let
Hmm.
me take 5 minutes to explain
Yes,
how
yes,
do we
please,
change our
please. I
story.
would love
First
to.
of all, think about a personal failure, be it business, be it in relationships, any personal failure which you had in the past, and write down your exact recollection of that event.
Okay.
You know, you lost money because you invested in a product which was not mature enough, markets changed, whatever you can
The
think
reason.
of,
Okay.
write down exactly whatever thoughts are coming. That is your story about that event.
Okay.
And now then I ask, if a client comes to me, the next step which I ask them to do is rewrite that story with each sentence preceding with, I allow myself to choose to believe that. I allow myself to choose to believe that I invested money in so and so. I allow myself to choose to believe that this product did not work as planned. I allow myself to choose to believe that market situation changed, and allow myself to choose to believe that I lost money. With every sentence, proceed with this. This is step number 2. Now, step number 3, you again rewrite the story a third time. This time you write, I allow myself to choose not to believe that, then the sentence. With each sentence preceded with, I allow myself to choose not to believe that. Now, what this is doing? This is creating two stories contradictory to each other. And our mind is a beautiful instrument. No contradictory story can stay in your mind. So now we have created two different stories which are opposing to each other, in which I believe a certain way, in which I am believing exactly the opposite, or that I'm choosing not to believe this. Now, then you have another option to choose what to believe in. You just say, I allow myself to choose to believe that this event was a gift. It was not a challenge. It was not a problem. It was a gift. And the beauty of your mind is, your subconscious mind is, the moment you give it a thought, give it an idea, it searches to find evidence of that. So I ask all my clients to write a thank you letter to a person who betrayed you, a person who took away your money, a person who broke up with you, cheated with you, on you in a relationship. And when you get into this, state of gratitude, write a thank you letter to that person. And when you have to write a thank you letter, your mind will search for things to thank that person for. And once you get into that state, you will get out of fear, you'll get out of doubt, and that event which you had earlier labeled as bad event, failure, it will shift in your mind, and you will start viewing this event in a different way. And you have so many such events, and once you start working on each one of them, there will be such tremendous shift within your mindset that you will start looking each event as just an event, and you will not assign a meaning that, oh, I failed there, I am a failure because of this event. You'll just say this event just happened. So many people are today thriving in despite corona. Why? Because they are not taking it as a setback. So that's how, in a nutshell, you can shift your mind.
Wow, very simplified and very clearly you explained how you have given a like a Ramban Ilaj kind of, like a very a good solution. There are four steps. In fact, all of you have understood because like Mr. Ravinderji has already clearly mentioned all the four steps, what exactly those are. So please apply those steps from now, from today onwards. Do not procrastinate. Do not show your laziness because this trick or this solution can bring a massive change in your life as an entrepreneur, as a personal person. Okay, now what are the ways of effective marketing?
So when it comes to marketing, today I was interviewing a person in the morning, and I asked him, what's the difference between marketing and sales? And I asked that, do you receive phone calls where people are trying to say that, oh, buy this credit card, or we are offering a personal loan? And is that a marketing call or is that a sales call? He said, oh, it's a sales call. I said, why? So if someone is trying to sell you something, it is a sales call. And if someone is trying to create awareness about their product, it is a marketing call, because they are grooming you eventually to buy from you. And that's how people do. Either you have a marketing technique or you have a sales technique. And I believe in a third technique. And the third technique is not to think about sales when you are doing a sales call. So it might sound very counterintuitive, that how can you not think about sales when you are selling? Just think about creating massive value in the person who is sitting in front of you by understanding his mindset, his needs and desires. And once you do that, you will form an emotional connect and people will buy from you. you know there are so many superstars and they have movies which are not great. Still people flock to cinema halls to watch that. Why? Because they have formed an emotional connection with them. And any major successful brands today, they are successful in creating an emotional connect with their audiences. And this comes by genuinely thinking of their needs, creating massive value, giving value without selling. And if you do it consistently over a period of time, people will buy from you. Actually, it happens so many times with me that people come to me and they say that, oh, we want to take your services. And even when I don't speak a word about selling my courses or programs or trainings. So does that make sense, PG?
Yes, it makes really sense because like I have also read a very beautiful book and I also follow the rules of that one, laws of branding, because like the scenario has changed a lot. Number one, right now that is why we don't like when we are going to a shop, we don't ask कि toothpaste देना, we say close up देना या Pepsodent देना, because they have created a brand marketing. They are not selling right now. And the third part which you have said, that is very phenomenal and very beautifully said, because that is not only selling or doing marketing, that is basically adding values to their life, right? How can you serve the person from your product? How can you help the person from your product? How can you benefit the person from your product? And that really connects from inside, which is called a inner net, inner connection. Because like I follow all these things so I can understand totally. But very beautifully said, very beautifully explained. I really appreciate that.
Thanks, PG.
Okay, what is tech automation in business?
See, automation is nothing but taking a process which currently is either not automated or semi-automated. Let's take an example that when you go to a showroom and then there is a salesman or a saleswoman, they come to you, they show you the products, and then you ask questions. Oh, let's say if it's a laptop, what CPU does it have? Does it have i5 or i7 or i3? And then they give an answer. Oh, what is the capacity? What is the storage capacity? What is does it have an HDD or a solid state drive? And whether it is 512 GB? And then similar questions. And if that same process was to be done by a machine, when you go to Amazon.com, there is a product, and then there are specifications where it tells you that what CPU does this laptop have, and what is the RAM capacity, what is the hard disk storage capacity. And let's say that there was actually a humanoid, a human like person who is explaining about that. And you can stop that person, you can ask specific question and he will answer your questions. So today there is NLP is neuro linguistic programming, and NLP is also natural language processing. So I did a 1-year course in business analytics and business intelligence, and there we worked on AI robots which understand human English language, and then they answer that. So customer support entirely is now moving to AI bots, where chat bots, they will answer your question, they will provide you customer support. And similarly, selling, marketing, all of these functions are being taken over by bots, being taken over by programs which you can program to very specific things. So we are doing this live program here, and you must have known about webinars. So people can do webinars, record them, make them automated, and on demand. People, when they visit your website, so they will show that within 15 minutes or 30 minutes, another webinar is there. And they attend that webinar. In that webinar, they first deliver value and then they proposition their product. And many people, they buy that product and they are taken to a page where they purchase, make that purchase, make the payment, and an online recorded course gets delivered to them on their own without any manual intervention. So what you have done is you have scaled multiple times what you were doing manually. And this is what creates massive scaling in your business. So online automation has created such success stories that within a few months people have been making $100,000 in profit by one course, by selling one course over and over again, because it is automated, it is done by machine and a program and not. But mind you, even though at the back end it is the programs and bots which are running, it is a human face which is doing the talking, and that human face, that human talk creates the emotional connect. So the principles are the same, the logic is different, the way it is delivered is different.
Okay. So this tech automation can help a business person, a entrepreneur in a multiple ways, right? It all depends on the entrepreneur how you use it, because like as per you said, the era has came over here. The era has came where this AI has taken place, right? Where it is really mandatory to use it. So there are multiple benefits of using tech automation. All right. What kind of workshops you organize and conduct for the people, for entrepreneurs?
And as I said, for holistic entrepreneurs, I help them in three ways: mindset, marketing and branding, and tech automation. And I have courses in all these three areas. If you have fear, doubts, limiting self beliefs, or you feel that you're stuck somewhere, so I have one-to-one coaching sessions where we work on your mindset. And then I have courses on, you could see that there's a book on Ikigai. Ikigai is a principle which fits very well into the holistic approach. So we have courses on Ikigai, courses on journaling, courses on, how to create your story, shift your story and shift your narrative. And then I also have courses on branding, marketing, and marketing automation, tech automation.
Okay. Can you please explain about the Ikigai approach, how you use Ikigai formula to help people? What exactly it is?
So entrepreneurs, when they think about their business, how to generate money, how to create a bottom line, that's what they focus on. How to create growth, how to generate revenue, how to get leads, how to do sales conversions, how to grow into multiple territories. And what Ikigai tells you is that Ikigai is nothing but a Venn diagram of four different circles which are intersecting. And the first circle is what you love to do, what is your passion. And the second circle is what are you good at, what do you excel at. Earlier when I was working in IT, I was excelling in the IT techniques. So now when I'm in coaching, so there are different skills which I'm good at. And third thing is what you can be paid for, that is for wealth generation. And I do not believe in making money, I believe in generating wealth through multiple streams of income, most of which are in autopilot, where you don't have to make efforts to make money. So how you can generate wealth. And the fourth circle is what is your contribution to the society, what are you contributing to the world, are you creating sustainable resources and techniques which are uplifting the quality of life of people, or are you actually creating products which are degrading the environment or harming the environment. So when you can take into consideration all these four elements, they say that you will find your ikigai. Your ikigai is your purpose for being. And I see it to be a good fit when we look at the holistic approach, because we are not only looking at being good at what you are doing, learning skills and generating money, but we are also looking at fulfillment comes from contributing and by following your purpose, following your passion. So that's how I feel that these two go hand in hand.
Okay, wow, superbly explained. I'm really glad that you explained in a very simple manner, but everyone can understand. What is your vision and what is your mission?
See, my vision and mission is that because I have seen many people who are successful money wise, but for some reason they don't feel fulfilled. So I want to create or help entrepreneurs become massively successful and deeply fulfilled. So that is my definition of a holistic entrepreneur, and I help and I hope to, and I'm working on creating 100,000 holistic entrepreneurs who are massively successful and deeply fulfilled in next 10 years. Between 2020 and 2030, I hope to help 100,000 entrepreneurs achieve that goal. That's my mission and vision.
Wow, superb. Nice, very nice. I'm really glad, Mr. Ravinder, that you came in my show, given your valuable time, shared your wisdom and knowledge to help others. Thank you so much for coming up in my show. Only now I will be having one rapid fire round with you where I will be asking 4 5 questions on a personal basis. Just you need to give the answers in one word or one sentence. That's it. All right.
Sure.
Your favorite book.
My favorite book is by Paulo Coelho, and it is The Alchemist. It started me on a journey, and I still read it again and again.
Your favorite quotation.
My favorite quotation is "Your words need to be kind." It is by Lord Buddha.
Your main message.
My main message is that your story creates your life. Change your story, change your life.
How you start your day.
I start my day at 3 a.m. I start with meditation, 1 hour meditation, and then I spend 2 hours in learning new skills and new things I research.
How you close your day.
I close my day by looking at all the events which happened in my day. I write a journal by looking at what all events, whom I met, what I did, and then I close.
Wow, that was really fantastic to know about some personal things about you and which you have mentioned some wonderful habits which everyone should acquire, everyone should have. Like as you said that you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? So you do 1 hour meditation and 2 hours of learning new thing, new skill. That is really very important to keep us updated, to keep us, like spreading something new in the world. And the way you close your day, that is also very phenomenal. That writing journal, because writing journal is what exactly you want in your life. There are lots of things in writing journal. Yesterday also I was watching one video, what are the benefits of writing journal. So I'm also coming up with a course on the journals and all. So that was really
Wow.
fantastic. A lovely time spent with you, Mr. Ravinder. I personally learned a lot, and of course our viewers have learned a lot from this session. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and coming in my show. Thank you so much. I'm really glad.
Thank you, PG. The pleasure is mine. And it is always nice to connect with people like you who yourself are a coach, you are an author. And I don't think that whatever I talked today, that you are a stranger to that. You already know those, but it's always good to connect with masters like you. So thank you very much. Thanks again for inviting me to the show.
Thank you so much, Amitaji. And we would love to see you again in the future with lots more new things to come up. And definitely, guys, I'm telling you, it's very, very, very beneficial if you're looking to, like expand your business. Then take Mr. Ravinder's coach, consult with him, and definitely I can assure you that you will be benefited through his coaching, through his wisdom. At lot more things are there. So this was Mr. Ravinder Singh. He is a successful coach for holistic entrepreneur, and he is a coming author. His book is really on, will be there in some time. So keep watching my show, The PG Show. This is Prashanjit Gupta, author, motivational speaker, business boompreneur, and presenting preneur. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next
Thanks again.
episode. Thank you so much.